Hey y'all. So today is a no face day. I am exhausted. I was really hoping I would have time to like hop in the shower and fix my hair and do all the. I have not had time to hop anywhere. But all of the live sale items are packaged and will be picked up promptly tomorrow and will be on their way to their happy forever homes. So if you participated in the live sale, thank you so very much. It it took me a lot longer to package those items than I thought it would. So anyway, I have all kinds of goodies out today. This is some very fragile music paper that we're going to use. If you're new to the channel or new to the lives, welcome. Hi, Lori. Um, this month, the month of April, I am doing. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Mandy. I am doing. Hi, Carol. The my challenge in my Facebook group and to myself is creating a junk journal from authentic vintage items. Period. Like nothing else, with the exception of obviously glue, ink, those kinds of things. But I'm not using any kind of uh, like digitals or backgrounds or die cuts or anything like that. I'm only using vintage, authentic items to the absolute best of my ability. That's what we're doing. So today we are going to that's not the right word. We're going to look into how to use card catalog cards. So I had one of my viewers ask, how do you use these? These specifically, the ones that, oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Ro. Hi, Ro. Hi, Allie. Hi, Sharon. And hi, Lisa. I didn't say hi to y'all. So these are like really, this was our Google back in the day. Okay. We didn't have Google. I had a card catalog and you went to the library and everything you needed to research, you had to go find the card catalog and it would tell you. So you would look up what you're looking for and then it would tell you what book, where it was, who wrote it, etc., etc. So these are card catalog cards. These are not the dividers that came with it, but these are some dividers from some kind of card something. And I thought, you know what, we're gonna put these together. So that's my thought. And then I have some larger card dividers that are a little more in depth alphabetically. I don't care about that. I just like the fact that they're tabbed. And then I have some vintage index cards. And yes, these are vintage because, first of all, do you see this coloring around them? Can we see that? The brown, that's natural because these are old. I posted in my Facebook group and I posted in Patreon a little graphic that shows you like the difference between vintage, antique, and like the different eras that are vintage and antique. So that's really cool. So anything that is 20 years to 99 years is vintage. Anything that is 100 years and older is antique. Anything under that is current. I mean, there's some retro and stuff like that, but that is neither here nor there. Okay, so I'm going to set these to the side because I need y'all's help. Hi, Jody. I need y'all's help. Y'all ready to help me figure something out? Okay, so we have this and we have this. Okay, so we have those two items. If you watch my other video, so I did put the signatures in, and I mentioned in that video that I was going to ask for y'all's help on which one of these I should put right here. Okay, So it's either going to be, we're either going to put this one on, and that's going to be like my decorative page. So we have etchings, okay, or we have the one with the dog. Now the one with the dog, I would have to use, it would have to be almost this whole thing. So words and all would go on there unless I decided to cover that up with something. Whereas the etching one, it would just be like that. I know what my favorite is. I like the etching. That's my favorite one. That's the one I want to put on there, but I thought I would get y'all's input because that is the glory of going live is hi Steph, now I'm off to YouTube live. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, let me know what you think, which one you think would be the best in the front, and we'll go ahead and do the front. So I have 1, 2, 3 etching, 2 dog. What's it gonna be? Who knows? And another etching, and I want etching, so I'm going to go with the etching. However, this beauty will be put somewhere, okay? So have no fear. But I think this would be better if I just cut that out, so we'll actually do that next. How about that? Okay, now I have to cut this. Okay, this is going to be challenging, just because I am challenged. No, so I need to. Hold on. Yep, this is going to take up the whole hour. Stephanie trying to figure out how in the world she wants to. I want all of these words. If I have to have the words, I want them all. Right? So it is going to be right. Where is the top? Maybe I should start with the bottom. Okay, this is the bottom, and so I am going to fold it, and that is where I am going to cut. All right, so that's easy. And then I am going to fold this up. Okay, and that is where I'm going to cut. All right, let's do that first. Let's get these cut, shall we? I wonder if I can use my trimmer. I have so much, I have this big, ginormous bucket of vintage stuff on my desk. I'm going to actually move it over to this little thing right here. Oh, perfect. All right, so let's get these trimmed up. How is everybody doing? Is everyone doing all right? Doing okay? How's everyone's weather? It got super crazy. We had another cool front. I'm not going to say cold because that's a gross exaggeration. It was cool front though. All right, so we had that come through. So it's been nice weather for me. But I know some other people like north got ice and snow and all kinds of stuff. And I'm talking about like more North Texas. So this is our spring. Okay, now, how much do I want to trim? We're gonna guesstimate. And we're just gonna go with 1/2 inch. Let's see. 1/2 inch, because I don't want it to be too short and then it's going to look wonky. You know what I mean? So, and I don't want to cut off the words. So we're going to cut there. That is going to be the edge. And how much do I need to cut? Right about where the little holes are. I know this is like some intriguing math that I'm doing here. No, I think I need. Okay, let's see what this does. Is it close enough? Yep, I think so. I think it may be a little crooked, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Okay, so I wanted to get the front. Now these corners are rounded. So let's round these corners right here. Just ever so slightly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this part down. And then if I need to trim that, which I can already tell that I do, that is not straight. What kind of person trimmed this? What kind of person cut this? Anybody? Anybody tell me? Oh my goodness. Okay, that is straight. Okay, maybe that's going to be better. All right. Okay, now we definitely have to ink up the edges. And my inker is where? I think it's on this side because, yes, there it is. Oh, 30s and 40s and snow again. Nope. Let's do vintage photo. So are y'all liking this series so far of using like authentic vintage items in your journals or in my journal? Is anybody else doing a journal like this where it's just authentic items? Or are you just waiting for this series to be over so you know how to use your authentic items? Like, I know some are a no-brainer, but there are some that I am challenged to figure out, like, okay, how do I use this and not incorporate modern items? But it's fun. Like, it has really got my creative juices flowing. I'm not doing the same old that I've been doing. So that's a plus, you know what I mean? Getting outside of that comfort zone. Okay, so we are going to glue this down. And I am going to glue the side. You know what? Let me reach. Let me get a catalog. Because I don't want to glue something that shouldn't be glued. So let's just start with this bit here. Get that lined up. There we go. Put it down. And this is one of the ways to use fragile paper. But this isn't as fragile as some. I have some music over here that is very fragile that we're going to use. So I'm using my fingernail to cut it. I cut a bit too much, but are we going to stress over that? Absolutely not. Come on. All right. Where's my other smisher? All right, so that is the front. Okay, I can put that back over there. Let's go and put this back up for now because I don't need it. Okay, so this is the very front page of this journal. This is vintage. It came from a 1915 calendar. So everything on here is vintage with the exception of the material, the fabric I used for the cover. And then we have all of this stuff, right? So watch the video. You'll see all the signatures that are in here. And right now we need to cut this out. because I want to use this picture, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just cut out the picture. I don't think I need the other stuff. And I don't know, this came from, I don't know what book. I know it's vintage, or it could be antique. Because I keep saying vintage, but a lot of the stuff I have is actually over 100 years old, so that makes it antique. Now I'm being careful. I don't want to cut out those words or cut up those words because I may need them for a tag or a label or something to be cool. You know what I mean? So I've been keeping things I don't normally keep. Look, that's a number, 623, so we can keep that. And then 624 is on the back. So I'm going to keep that. Never know when I might need those items. Okay, so let's see where we want to put this. Somewhere towards the back. I could put this right here, right? So it would be the back of the cover and not the front. That's actually kind of cool. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me just quickly round the corners just a bit, not a big rounding or anything like that. Sick and snow. I know, my poor friend Lori's sick. I'm missing some. I do love the authentic vintage item series. I haven't started my vintage journal yet. I'm still working on my denim journal. Thank you, Sharon. I haven't started yet. I think my next one is going to be vintage combined with shabby chic. Oh, that's going to be very, very, very pretty. Can't speak. Words are hard. And I'm just doing this as a challenge to myself and to help show others how to use vintage items in your journals. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with using modern items. I use them. I have them. I make them. So it's not that I'm opposed to that. I don't know, wanted to do something a little bit different outside of the box. Okay, so let's glue this. I'm trying a new glue, and I'm hoping that it works just as well as my other. This is not Scott, so I'm hoping this works as well as the Scott glue does. Well, we'll see. We will see. Okay, so that is going to go right there on the back. So pretty. And I'm just leaving that. It's a frame. I am good with it. It doesn't have to cover it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted this whole image. So that's why I did it that way. But I love that. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's do what we came here to do. And that's do some of these. Now I'm going to do, I have 3. Really, this is a very simple concept. I'm going to do something a little bit different with the other cards. With these, all I'm going to do is glue them to this card, okay? Now, I'm going to ink it up because it just isn't quite as inky as I like it. Now, we know they are vintage because we do not have card catalogs. We have not had card catalogs in a long time. But not everything looks, aged just because of the location it was in. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to do 3. Okay, this is like a different color, so I'm just going to leave that. Let's just do these. Ink these up. So all we're going to make is some tabbed journal cards. That is what we're making right now. Tabbed journal cards. And we are going to decorate these, right? So with authentic items. I know I keep saying that. I'm just hitting it home that everything I'm doing, I'm trying very hard to keep it as authentic as possible. but still be something that I want to use. Does that make sense? Okay, so we have that. Now we're just going to glue these down on these divider cards. Like I said, these divider cards are not card catalog because they don't have the hole in them, but they're divider cards I have. And if you don't have this stuff, it is okay. You don't have to go out and buy it, right? It's just if you have anything resembling this, library cards, any other kind of cards that you're like, I just don't know what to do with these. Like I am just gluing it on here. This is so simple, easy peasy. And now in a pocket, in a side pocket and a top pocket, we have this card, and then we can journal on the back. And we've used 2 vintage items to do that with. I really should be using up that awful blue glue. It's awful for me. I realize a lot of people like it, and I'm so happy for you. Where is it? Y'all, if you did not see my post about my Lazy Susan, OM goodness. She is luscious. I love her so much. That is the greatest addition to my desk that I've had in a long time. Because I can just spin it and reach everything I need. I don't have to dig and find and look. It's just great. I highly recommend having a Lazy Susan on your desk. Okay, so we have those done. And let's go ahead and do these, and then we'll decorate them all together. So I know we're going to do some decorating. So let's do my idea for these. So I have 3 of these as well. And I have 1 too many index cards, and that's fine. Hi, Krista. Do you think that they would work as a tabbed pocket journal card? Yes. Of course they would. Because what I could have done, I just didn't, is I could have glued, and I'll do it on here just so y'all can see, but I could have glued, the sides and the bottom and made this a pocket as well as this a journal card. So it could be both. Oh my gosh. I know someone was making fun of the fact that I yawn a lot. I just do. Sorry, I had to get some water. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these, let's go ahead. This one is really nice and aged, but you can tell it was like more in the front. It wasn't the very front one. I don't know why things age the way they do. It's location to like how much that was touched and oxygen and elements, etc., etc. What did I do? Oh, I put it up. Like, what did I do with my inker? I am going to go ahead and ink the edges of these up. And these are sturdy. Like, these are heavy duty. So I could cut these up and make tags. I could do, whatever. This is how I'm using them today, is like that. So if you just have some index cards and some of these, if you don't have these, it's okay. You can make your own. Do this, get a little tab, put your alphabet on there. Again, you don't have to have all this stuff. I'm just showing you in case you do. Because sometimes, before I really got into this, I would see certain things and I would be like, how would I ever use that? And now I have people messaging me, asking me all the time, okay, what do I do with this? How would you use this? What would you do? Because my imagination is just like, woo, look at all the potential this thing has. Like, I have a list of how we're going to use these in another way. So this is not the only way. I'm going to show you, not today, but in another video, how we're going to use those to make a waterfall pocket thingy. And that's going to be so pretty. I'm so excited for that. Okay. So we have those inked, and I might as well just ink these. I'm going to do the lined side. I don't know, should I do the lined side or should I do the blank side? How about if I do one lined and two blank? Yep, that's what we're doing. So this would be the lined one. Just inking. I know it's riveting, right? And then these are going to be the blanks. So I'm going to ink from this side. Oh, that would be cool. I love waterfalls. Yeah, they are fun. They are fun to make, fun to use in your journals. There I go again. I'm telling you, that live sale wiped me out. It was a lot of Hi Ray. I'm gonna call you Ray, but if you want to be called something else, let me know. Thank you for joining on Instagram. And I hope I said that right. Okay, so this and this. All right, so what I'm going to do first, though, is this is okay as a background. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's boring. Let's just be honest. It's boring, and we can do better. And that's why I have some of this very fragile music paper because it's difficult to use. See, it is literally falling apart. Okay, so when you have stuff that is falling apart, I mean, it's only from 1949, but, you know, some things just age better than others. All right, so I don't want all of this blank space. I'm just going to fold it up. And attempt to tear it. Yeah, it's crooked, but you know, what do you do? And now I'm going to take the glue and I'm just going to add glue to the card. So this is going to create a really pretty background. So we would usually, if we wanted to do a background, you know, do digitals or, you know, whatever stuff that we wanted to use to make it pretty. And right now we're just going to use some vintage music sheets, music paper, and get that nice and glued down because that's going to be my background. This is going to be a journaling spot. So we're going to leave that, and now we're just going to cut it. And it is fragile. I'm going to cut that a little bit bigger just in case I need to re-glue. Okay, now let's take this and put it over here because I didn't mean to go up. I didn't want to cover that part, right? That's good enough for me. And the best way I have found, like if you have this kind of situation, instead of trying to cut it super close, just get your file, whatever you're using, sandpaper, fingernail file, whatever, and file off the edges. It'll get really close, but it won't like mess it up. You know what I mean? So, and if you go down, you're not going to be peeling it up from being glued. And the bottom. I mean, this stuff is so fragile, it has no problem, like, just coming straight off. Okay, so we have that, and I guess I should have just waited to ink these until after I got that. My brain didn't think that far ahead, and that's okay. Hey everyone, don't forget to like the live. Yes, please, and thank you. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so we have that one. Let's do these. Where's my fan? I failed to put my fan next to me. Okay. Let's do this one, but let's see what else we have. So we have more music. Let's go ahead and just finish this music. Should we leave the title? I say yes. So, well, let me see. Does it really even matter? No. So let's not worry about the title. I can use that for words, for something else. Okay. So I'm not putting glue on that tab because I don't want to cover it up. Because I like the little alphabet thing sitting right there. I think that's very cool. As long as you don't put glue, it's not going to stick, right? Okay, squish, squish, squish. I'd be very careful using that. I would use something like this because if you press too hard with like a plastic card, it could tear the paper because again, it is fragile. So if you use like I have a smusher with felt on the end of it, don't ask me where it is because apparently it's not where it belongs. But I could use that, or I can just use my little hockey puck with a handle. To smush it down, and it won't mess it up too bad. So let's move that out of the way, and let's go ahead and get this off. Good to go. That an awful noise or what? I guess I could have cut this closer, but I didn't, so here we are. Okay, now to tear this, and I'm okay that it's all kind of janky, right? It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. We like janky, right? Okay, so this needs a little bit of TLC in this little corner. So art glitter glue. Did you even come out? No. There we go. For the little corner there and this little corner here, just because I can be more precise. And there we have it. Now for the last one, let's make the background something different, like just some words. And I still have this here sitting next to me, so we can look at that. Let's see. It's not quite wide enough. Here, maybe this one, or I can do it. Nope. I want it to cover the whole thing. So if it's not going to, that's okay. We'll just find something else. And no. Okay, so I will find something else. So I have a whole bucket over here of items. Well, that doesn't cover the whole thing either. Well, that doesn't either. My goodness. You know what? We're not. I'm going to use this one. And we're going to just be okay with however it lands. That's my story, and I am sticking to it. I want to save that. Uh-oh. And then it fell on the floor. Okay, I'm going to use this one. You scooch over there. All of you scooch. Oh, I guess it would help if I put it on straight. Ah, don't tear. I can hear it. Oh. Okay, put it on. Okay, that's straighter anyway. Hi, Ange. Love the vintage music sheets. Thank you. Hi, Amber. And if anybody new has joined and I'm not said hello, I'm so sorry. I get so hyper focused. If you know me, you just know, right? Like, I have seriously thought about doing videos with absolutely no sound. Just music and let y'all watch me. But when I mention that, people are like, no, I like to hear your thought process. And I'm like, okay. All right. So let's just clean this up a bit. All right, I think that is good. Just needs a little TLC in the little corners. Glue stick doesn't always get there very well. Yeah. Not to mention I had to pull it up. So, okay, let's ink these puppies up and let's get to decorating. So we have what, six tab journal cards. I'm going to make a couple maybe with pockets. We'll see how the mood strikes me. All right, so done, and done. Is this one inked? No. No, it was this one. I was like, wait, which one was I working on? Oh, goodness. I know y'all are here for the crazy, right? I feel like it's been over a week since I crafted. So I'm just like, I don't know, enjoying my time. All right, so we have those. Okay, let me move some of this mess out of the way a bit so I can actually know where I am. In the meantime, if there are some vintage items that y'all have and you're like, ooh, I would love to learn how to use XYZ, leave me a comment or go to the Facebook. I actually have a post that you can post it under so I can kind of keep track of it. But yeah, I would love to help you out. And it helps me challenge myself. Because I have somebody sending me a few items that I don't have, but they want to know how to use them. I'm like, well, if I had some, I'd show you. So she's sending me some, which I'm super appreciative of. So I am here for it. Okay, these are glued. Now I need to glue these. So this is going to be the plain one. And let's do that on the music. So is going to go in the middle. This one, I don't think I want to make it a pocket. I'm going to make this one just flat. So let's just do glue stick. Okay, so we have that. And I'm just going to do that one flat. One of these I'm going to make a pocket. So let's do this one as a pocket. And this one we'll do flat. I said one lined and two like that, right? So I'm going to do a pocket. No, let's do this one as a pocket since it's blank. So flat. I don't know why I did that. Like I can't, whatever. Stephanie. If I'm going to make this a pocket, so let's go ahead and notch it. I was catching up on comments. Okay, so I'm going to notch this. Okay, this is my pocket. All right, so that one's a pocket, and then this is just gonna lay flat, and I think I'm supposed to turn out the other way, but who cares? So this is just gonna lay flat, like so. And then we will, this can be a journaling spot, and then we will decorate, see what we can come up with. Now the decorating part is gonna be challenging for me, because it's finding items and things. I have plenty of items, right? I have plenty of things, but then it's like cutting it out and da-da-da-da-da and all this stuff. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, goodness. All right. So we have these three and these three. Now, these are all words, so I'm not worried about the words. Let's see, what do I have over here? So I have this magazine. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find anything out of it, but we are going to try. I do have my bird book. I don't know what this is. No pictures in that. I also have this bird book. Ooh, I have some wallpaper we can cut some flowers out of. I'm just digging through this basket because I got this basket out. I mean, I got these things out for this purpose. And I have, of course, it's in the bottom of the basket, the handy dandy Sears and Roebuck catalog. So if I need to pull some photos from that, I can. And I also have one more thing, and that is actual vintage photos that I can pull from, like that. So I have, and like that one might be a good one. And then we have just this silhouette of, oh, look at how cute. Right? So anyway, I have all of these in here. So I'm going to set this down to the side in case I want to do that. All right. So the birds I'm going to put back over. And let's flip through this magazine real quick and see if there's anything anything that I want to use as a decoration. Okay. Right now I am just gonna say no. And this is from 1938, and that's okay. That will have all kinds of other uses. This I will use. So this is some vintage wallpaper, and I am going to use this. Let me cut it because I have some ideas. So who's with me on the ideas? All right, so we got the vintage wallpaper. Now I want to cut out this couple. Okay, so I'm going to use these scissors, and we are just going to cut her out. Well, both of them, because I don't want that background. We're going to make them have a pretty background. Look, she's so happy, but she's worried about her hair. She's like, my hair. And he's like, oh, it's fine. Because, you know, men don't care about that stuff for the most part. So for the most part, don't come at me. All right, so cut that. Then I want to cut in between. Kind of like I'm working on my die cuts. Because I don't want. Here we go. Cutting around her legs. Because I want the pretty to show through. If what I am going to attempt to do actually works. I don't know why I'm worried about keeping those two legs, because you can't even tell they're her legs and they actually look weird when they're cut out. Oh, goodness. So I may end up cutting off her legs. All right. Now they are cut out. I'm going to try to do this where it's not as choppy, so not as pointy. Give it some rounding. And his nose. He has a good sized nose on him. Come on. There we go. Okay, now, okay, so let's cut out this little white piece that around the flower, because I think I want to try to save that flower. This one I'm okay with. That. Okay, so I can put this. Oh, it's too big. See, that's not big enough. Silly girl, you did not measure. So it's maybe, nope. Oh, that's all right. So I'm going to do it this way. Actually, that looks better. So let's go up that way. This is just going to end up being deco anyway. So I am good. So let's just cut. Not worry about if it's straight or not, because, you know, whatever. Okay, what I'll need to do is put them where I want them, and then I can cut the square. So I want, how much do I want? Do I want the green up there like that? Okay, so apparently they're going on this piece because that's what I keep fooling with. Okay, so I am going to glue them down onto this. I'm going to use this. What are y'all talking about? You have vintage lace you can decorate. Yes, that wallpaper is pretty. Thank you. I am loving those large tab cards horizontally. Thanks. Hi, Ange. Okay, so this is like a multitude of used vintage items. I have vintage wallpaper. I have vintage photos that we are using. I really should have cut her feet off, her legs, because they just look weird. She looks like an amputee, so let's just do that. Okay. Alrighty then. So I am going to cut this right here. That's going to be at the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue it, and then I will cut the top. Okay. And then that's just going to be like a piece of decoration. Then we still have all this to journal on. And then we can do something else. So let me go ahead and just do a little inking on the edges just so it's not white. I will ink the top after I cut it off. Let me get these legs glued down. Okie dokie. All right, let's do this. All right. And trim off the top. Okay. And oh yeah, ink the top. Now there is one more little thing that I want to put on there, and it is this flower. So we're just going to cut it out. Now this, is me having to fussy cut, but when you're using just vintage, I can't just be like, okay, die cuts. Now I do have some other beautiful items that I'm going to pull out here in a moment that we can decorate with. Okay, so well, I shouldn't have done that. So, but I did. Oh, you know what? Let's bring it down like that. And that's good. Or I can highlight that. Oh, I kind of like it from the top. Okay, so we're just going to do it from the top of the lip. I mean, the little thing right there. And we're going to have the little flower. Perfect. And so it goes like that. I can tell this is not glued. Okay. And there we have it. So this is a journal card here. and then a journal card on the back, and it's just going to stick into a pocket. Now, it can go into a pocket sideways, or it can go into a pocket up and down, doesn't matter. So that one done. Next, let's do this one. This one is a pocket, and I am dying to pull out these Victorian calling cards, advertisements, whatever you want to call them. There's all kinds of beautifulness in here. So these are very much authentic and vintage. Like that. That would look good just going right up the side of something, but I don't think so. Not this time. Nope. So see, I was thinking something like this. Oh my gosh. Like, can we just, with how gorgeous that is? Okay, I am going to take another drink. All right, let's see what else we may have. Oh, that one. Okay, so that one is winning. Golly, these are so beautiful. I will have grab bags of these on my website. I know I said I could leave that for journaling, but man, how gorgeous is that? So I will have some, oh look, this is one that is vertical. So I could put that like that. Okay, so just looking, just seeing what all we have in here. Aren't these luscious? So I will have some grab bags. So for the new release, I will have some grab bags of these in there. I think I'm going to cut that out. Oh, so pretty. Some of these are too big for what I'm doing right now. So those are larger ones. These are all about the same size. I do like this one. Okay, I'm not sure how to get it off of that. Okay, well, I'm not going to right this particular moment. This I can also cut out. Okay, now I'm going to cut that out. This one is going to go here. That one is going to go there. Although I really feel like maybe a bigger one needs to go there. Where is, like this one? Yes, I like the scallop look. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so that is going to happen. And this is going to go to the side because that is like journaling space. So that's how we're doing. That's how we're going to do that. But I do want to round the corners. I don't know where my other corner rounder went, but just a little bit on this one. So again, pulling out more. There's so much vintage that we have or have access to that I don't think we put it together to use it all together, right? To create just a solid, good vintage junk journal piece. All right, so this is going to go. And that is, I need to clean off my tip. There we go. All right. There we go. And again, I don't want to rub because I don't want anything to like come apart. So we have that one, and I will show all of these like all together, but I'm going to ink this up to get rid of the white, right? Because this is very not white. um, oh my goodness. Okay, so this I don't need to ink up at all. We are just going to glue it down. Okay, and then that's a little too tall. Let's see. Look, and that fits in there, and now we have, it doesn't match though. I don't like that. Just because it fits doesn't mean it should go. Oh, look. Easter. And then we can put a cutie in there like that. And there we have it. And it's still a journal card. It could slide into a pocket. This could become a pocket itself. So you have a pocket, a pocket, a pocket. Anyway, so they have that one done. I know, where's the other one of these? It is here. So we just have these 3 left to do. I said I was going to cut this out. Do I want to do that? So we're going to do like this. So it's not going to be like super, super close. I am just doing kind of, oops, like this. Okay. So that you might go through. No. Because I'm afraid to push too hard. Go around. Because I want to keep the words at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Get that. Come on. There we go. Okay, this little piece. There we go. And because I did cut it, let's go ahead and just hide the little imperfections of knife work. All right. And let's just do this one. I kind of want to keep that. So I think it's weird on that side. It's just a me problem. So I'm going to just put it right there. Again, there's no rules. Do what makes you happy. I really need that finger cutter. I'm telling you, Ange, it is a lifesaver. It's the swivel knife from Fiskars. I absolutely could not and would not fussy cut without it. I also want this date. I just noticed the date, so I kind of moved it up a bit. And it's okay that we're covering stuff up. We're not reading that anyway. It's the concept. It's the look behind it. And we have that one. So 2 more. And I'm thinking I do want to put one of these probably in the center. No, it definitely needs to be horizontal. So maybe a smaller one like this. Okay, this is on there, but how about if I take this off, right? And then I can just use this card for something else. Again, no rules. And then that can just go right in the middle. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? See? Ephemera. Bada bing, bada boom, right? Okay. So pretty. So pretty. All right, now we just have one more. What are we going to do? Let's cut this purple flower out. I don't want to use all my Victorian cards for this project. I mean, I wouldn't use them all, but you know what I mean. Okay, you are a pain in the butt. Go away. And this is the last one, and then we will be able to see all 6 of the ones that we created using only vintage items. I'm so excited. Honestly, when I came up with this idea, I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to do it on Mondays, right, for my Monday night lives. But the more I started thinking, it's like, that's not enough time to show like all the things, like all the ways that you can use vintage items. So that's why I decided to make it month long. So Monday through Friday, there will be videos on how to use these items in your junk journals. And obviously, you don't have to create a vintage only junk journal, but it's just a way to use the vintage items in whatever journal you are currently working on. And I would love to see what you come up with. I love being inspired by you, so make sure you join the Facebook group and share all of your creations. Just trying to get these little pieces off because they're bothering me. All right, let's scoot you over. Lord, I'm going to have a mess to clean up. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Now, I have a thought. No, we're just going to do the flower and be done with it. So the flower there, or I think the flower here, right? Let's do... All right, let's do this flower right here. And where is that piece? Where is it? There it is. And let's do this one. I've never used this on wallpaper before. It's working great. That green leaf looks weird, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. And let's go ahead, give this a little smattering of ink. And then this one, we're going to go up like that. Yep, just like that. So you can find beautiful ephemera in all sorts of places. The key is not to look at it as a whole, but look at it as pieces. What kind of pieces can I use from this in the journals or in whatever I'm working on? Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got done tonight. Oh, thanks. Thank you for definitely going to get see myself, that for sure. Okay. Oh, there we go. Let me put these back in here. Let me put the lid back on there. Hi, Sloan. Sorry, I didn't even see you. Come on. And Andrea, y'all are awesome. Thank you. I was not paying attention to the comments. I was so busy crafting. So busy crafting that I sometimes forget to go read all the comments. And I know all of my fellow crafters absolutely understand that concept. Okay, so let me move some of this. This is kind of big over there. And the rest of this can go wherever. All right, so these are what we created tonight. So we have these, and it's using card catalog cards and index cards and the little dividers that have like the alphabet and stuff on them. So these are what we created tonight using nothing but everything on here is vintage. Everything is vintage. So that turned out so good. I absolutely love it. What do y'all think? So this one is a pocket. It has that in there, but the rest of these are just going to be like tab journaling cards, or they could be a pocket. Like I could, where's my journal? I could with, and let's just, you want to do one? Let's see. Not there. But I could definitely, well, not there because that's not going to hit right. Here. I could make this a pocket, so I could, or maybe the bigger ones, yeah, they're too wide. So it would have to be a pocket like that, which I'm not keen on. So this is going to go into a pocket like this. So this is already a pocket. And so this is going to fit in that pocket like that. So a journal card inside of this pocket that is from an atlas. See? And then this one can dress this up, or it can dress this up, right? So that could be a pocket. We could put something in like a tag to kind of take up that space. So I don't know. I haven't made all the decisions yet, but I want to make the things and then we will put them in. See? Perfect. Then we'll put them in the places. So this already has a lot of built-in pockets, which is great for these items. And I can always take them out. That pocket, is that pocket wide enough? Not really. I'm not going to push it. I'm not trying to tear my pockets. But here's the other side. So I know this is a good long wide pocket, so that can go there. And look, I've already put all of these in pockets. So we already have journal cards. Oh, one more. I mean, I'm doing it, so I might as well, right? Might as well get these in here. I don't know that I have another sideways pocket, because that's a flip, but it is a pocket. check that out. All right, all of them are in there. So all 6 are now in the journal. Now I will probably move them around at some point while we're decorating, but it's nice to have them in there. So yeah, so now it is time to tie her up, and we are done. And I did that, and I made 6 things in an hour and 12 minutes. Awesome. Awesome. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, y'all know what to do. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I am doing nothing but vintage videos the entire month of April. If you have ideas or thoughts or questions or suggestions, make sure you join the Facebook group. Leave me a message. Until next time, y'all have a blessed night. Bye.